In the dead of night, Sophie noticed a feather on the ground and felt something was off. When she picked it up, it suddenly disappeared. She quickly put on her shoes, determined to investigate. Sophie grabbed a candle and followed the footprints. In the dim light of the candle, the bloodstains on the stairs made her heart skip a beat. The trail of blood led her straight to Hal's room. Sophie pushed the door open and walked inside, only to find that it was a mysterious cave. Without hesitation, she entered the cave. As she walked further, she noticed two paths ahead. One wall was covered with medals of honor, while the other was filled with toys. Sophie didn't think twice, and decisively chose the path that represented true pursuit. When she reached the end of the cave, a monster covered in feathers appeared. Upon closer inspection, it was discovered that it was Hal. She asked Hal if he was hurt, but Hal didn't want her to know the truth. Sophie wanted to help him break the curse on him, saying, "Because I love you, I can break it." But Hal replied that it was too late. In the next moment, Hal vanished into the darkness. Immediately, Sophie transformed back into her older self. Sophie then woke up from her dream with a start, only to realize that everything had been just a dream. But Caliph reminded her that the time to break the contract was running out. However, Sophie still didn't understand what their contract was about. Left with no other choice, she decided to leave the castle to calm down. When everyone woke up, Sophie organized them to drag the plane that had crashed into the castle out. Seeing that they couldn't move the plane, an angry Sophie kicked it hard. To her surprise, the plane suddenly restarted and started heading straight for Maruk. Fortunately, the plane was stopped by a huge boulder, and Maruk burst out laughing. Although this moving castle was called a castle, in reality, it was just a pile of junk. At mealtime, Sophie fed the Witch of the Waste like she was a baby. The Witch of the Waste had lost all her magical powers, turning back into an ordinary person. So, Sophie decided to let go of her hatred and take care of her. Just then, Hal came down the stairs. After hearing Maruk's words, Hal laughed happily.